So just want to give you a quick briefing on what happened this incident today, this afternoon. At approximately 1:12 p.m., we got a call. We received a call at 2201 Bauer Drive, which is the Bauer Pocket Park. Call regarding a shooting just occurred. Officers responded, arrived within 5 minutes. When they responded and arrived, they found located two deceased individuals. Officers quickly set up a perimeter, started canvassing the area, and located some witnesses. Witnesses were able to give them a description of a third person that was involved. Because of the good work of the officers that responded, they were able to locate that third person involved in the incident. Right now, we don't have a whole lot of information as far as what transpired. Everything that we have is preliminary information. We do know something happened, something occurred where there's two individuals that are deceased here at the scene, at the park right behind me. Besides that, we have the third individual that is a witness that we're going to be questioning to try to determine what occurred. As far as for the community, there is no threat to the community at this time. Again, everybody that was involved has been located, accounted for. I know there is a school close here, approximately about a mile away. We've been in contact with Spring Branch ISD. We advised them of the situation and also told them there is no threat to the community or the school. Besides that, don't have a whole lot of information at this time. As our homicide division has arrived, they're going to be conducting their investigation and talking to that third person that was involved. So as far as this, if y'all want information as far as the people that were involved, right now we know for sure it's two juveniles. One of the juveniles is deceased on the scene. The second individual deceased on the scene, we do not have an identification on him, but we believe is an adult black male. And then the third person that is a witness is also a juvenile. So with that, that's all I have as far as information with the preliminary information. If there's any questions, I can take them at this time.
So this third person, are we considering them a suspect, this juvenile?
At this time, he's just a witness. We're hoping he can let us know what occurred at the incident here at the park.
And so we don't have who we think is a person of interest or a suspect in custody?
We know he was the third individual here when the incident occurred.
Okay, so just to be clear, we don't think for sure that we have a shooter in custody?
The three people involved in the incident, based on witnesses when they heard the shooting, have all been accounted for. Again, two of them are deceased, and the third one is the juvenile that we have that we're going to speak. Hopefully he can fill in and tell us what transpired.
And is he armed?
No, he's not armed.
So we should report that y'all are not looking for anybody at this point?
No, not anymore. Everybody that was involved in the incident, when we got the call, has been accounted for. Again, two males are deceased, and the third person we're going to talk to here shortly, take him down to our homicide division, see if he can fill in what occurred here at the incident.
And are y'all thinking that one shooter was responsible for both deaths?
We're not sure. I mean, everything's preliminary. At this time, we don't have all that. We have our crime scene processing the scene. Again, it's just without speaking to that third individual, we're not sure what exactly happened. We just know that there's two individuals that are deceased due to gunshot wounds.
And the other one is being interviewed by homicide investigators?
He will be, yes.
And were any weapons recovered on the scene?
There is one weapon located on the individual that we cannot identify. We believe it's an adult male. A weapon was found next to him, but we're still processing the scene. That was just from the initial officer's response when they held the scene to secure the scene. Our crime scene unit is out here, and they will find shell casings, put the case together with their when they process it.
So just to confirm, the person who's being interviewed, they did not have a weapon on them?
No.
Okay, and then can you clarify, in the social media update that we got about the shooting, it said a suspect had fled the scene?
I believe when that went out, it was based on witnesses' accounts that told us. That's how we were able to locate that third individual. So that person that they considered a suspect at the time that was fleeing the scene is actually the person that we are going to go speak to as a witness, treating as a witness.
Where was that person found? Were they near the park when you found them?
He was found approximately 4 to 5 blocks from the scene. So
did it look like that person was trying to run away, or were they stationary?
It's hard to tell. Obviously, he's a juvenile. I'm sure he was frightened of what had happened. But because of witnesses and the good officer police work, we were able to locate him without incident. So we're going to try to talk to him. Again, he is a juvenile, so we got to take that into account. So,
can you just give us your assessment about what we could be looking at here? I mean, are we looking at a crime?
Well, obviously, there's two people that are deceased. What transpired, what led to that, we do not know at this moment. Once we process the scene and our homicide does their investigation, we'll get more clarity as to what happened. But at this time, I don't want to speculate on what transpired.
Do you have a time of more or less on when this happened, when this took place?
Yes, it was right after about 1:10, 1:12 is when we got the call. So I imagine the call came immediately, so about 1:10. We received the call at 1:12, and officers responded within 5 minutes. Again, they did great work. They were able to secure the scene, make sure there was no threat to the community, and they were able to locate the third person involved with the community's help.
Do we know how old these juveniles are? Like about approximate age?
15 to 16,
Both the witness and the person who died?
yes.
15 to 16.
Any statistics on this neighborhood? We were talking to witnesses. They were saying that this area is pretty quiet. Do you think this was related? Did those people live in the neighborhood?
I believe so. I mean, everything I've gathered and speaking to Commander Leon, it seems like a quiet, not that much activity going on. I don't want to say that it's an isolated incident, but everything that I've got, yes, that's what I believe. I'm not sure what transpired, what led them to come to this park, but everything I've gotten from the Commander Leon and the patrol officers, they don't have much trouble at this park. So this might be an isolated incident.
And you said the deceased adult is a black male in his 20s?
We don't know yet. We believe he's an adult. Just based on looks, it appears to be an adult black male.
Okay, and then are the other two involved black males as well? Or I forget what you said.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Can you speak, going back to whether this is an isolated incident in this neighborhood or not, can you just speak to, I mean, this is a residential area. We saw buses dropping kids off from school. You mentioned the school. Just to see that this happened in this kind of a neighborhood, is that concerning to you?
It's always, when something this serious happens, it's concerning. I mean, we know the results were due to gunfire. So bullets, when somebody discharges a firearm, we don't know where those bullets go. So yes, it's very concerning when there's guns involved, especially at a park, which I'm sure the residents in this area frequent with children, probably families. So yes, that's always concerning. That's something we'll look at. I'm sure we're going to increase our patrols here. It is at the park where families are supposed to go have a good time. You don't expect this to happen at a place where there's supposed to be children, families having a good time.
And do we know were both of those bodies, in the park? Like, we know we were able to sort of see one, but we weren't sure on the other.
Yes, there is one in the park. There's one a little bit of ways outside of the park.
Okay.
Again, we don't know what exactly happened, but the bodies aren't close. I mean, they're within close proximity. They're within the park area. I wouldn't say within feet, but they're in the park area vicinity.
How many times shots were fired? They were hit in the face, in the body?
Don't have that yet. Our crime scene is still doing that. I mean, they'll find out how many gunshot wounds or injuries or the complainants received.
Which of the deceased was found right here next to this play area? Was that the juvenile or the adult?
So the juvenile was located directly in the vicinity of the park, and the adult male was found just outside of the perimeter of the park, the fenced area.
Are there
What if-
any? Go ahead.
These backpacks we're seeing, do we know, do those belong to
So we're
anybody involved?
processing that. We believe that might be one of the people involved in this incident. Again, we won't know exactly until we're able to get into those backpacks and examine that evidence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
No
Thank
problem.
If you're going to turn Spanish?
I'm gonna try.
Awesome. Thank you.